Actually, it would hurt the Big 12.
Welcome, everyone, to the October 7th, 2019 meeting of the Delaware County Board of Commissioners. Would you please join me in the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'm Barb Lewis, President. To my left is our Vice President, Jeff Benton. Welcome back. And to my right, fellow Commissioner Gary Merrill, our Administrator, Mike Fromer, and our Clerk, Jennifer Walraven. We can begin.
Resolution number 19-974, in the matter of approving electronic record of proceedings from regular meeting held October 3rd, 2019.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion vote.
Vote on motion 19-974. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
We do not have any public comment today, so that brings us to item number 3. Resolution number 19-975, in the matter of approving purchase orders, sending now certificates and payments of warrants in batch number CM APR 1004 and memo transfers in batch number MT APR 1004.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion vote.
Vote on motion 19-975. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-976, in the matter of approving travel expense request.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion vote.
Vote on motion 19-976. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Next, we have a presentation from the Director of Community Health, Jen Kagi, sorry.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Covering for Sheila, she went to go see the Cardinals play in the playoffs last night, and I think they did lose, though, so she
Yeah, they
might not
did.
come back happy.
Braves beat them in the 9th inning, so
Yeah.
she's not going to be happy.
It'll be a tough ride home for her. So I just wanted to spend a little bit of time this morning to talk to you about a project that we've been working on. So one of our health priorities is visible leadership. And a few years ago, we realized that for our political subdivision partners to recognize what policies and issues may contribute to the health of their community and to the social determinants of health, we needed to meet our partners where they are and develop this bi-directional relationship with them. So to increase the health district's visibility in the community on the government local level, the subdivision partnership practice was established. And so health district staff from all levels, we have a few administrative assistants all the way up to directors, we asked if they wanted to volunteer to attend the monthly meetings at the political subdivisions. And so we currently have somebody assigned to each political subdivision. One of the good things that came out of it was our community profiles. And I have a packet for each of you, and then we'll kind of go through this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So our epidemiologist, and Abby Crisp is over here, she's one of our EPIs who worked many hours on this project. Tracy was the staff person that laid out this nice format and colorful. I'm grateful for them because they did a great job on this project. So these profiles, the plan is to update this data every 2 years. So you'll see this is the 2018 profile, and it spans 2017 to 2018 data. So the box on the left highlights some factors related to health equity. And so you can see there, it gives you the poverty level, persons living with disabilities, those school districts that have free and reduced lunches, because we know that these factors can affect whether somebody can be healthy and, have an increased well-being. So, and then on the right-hand side, all the way down to the bottom, those are basic demographics for the county. And probably you will see the population growth. These were numbers from the 2010 census. So we've already known, as we've gone around to the various political subdivisions, they're like, our population's more than that. And we're like, we know. So hopefully, once we get the 2020 census, we can update this and have more accurate numbers. So you'll see basic demographics, number of deaths and births for the county, and then you also have one for the city in there. The leading cause of death, which was heart disease. Life expectancy, so the average length of life that somebody lives. And then we have a list of what different facilities that provide health services, such as hospitals, primary care, clinics. And then at the bottom, we do a lot of work around healthy living and active healthy eating and active living strategies. And so the bottom captures, how many miles of trails, how many parks, farmers markets, food pantries, and community gardens. And then on the back, you'll see this highlights, so similar to if you ever look at our annual report, this highlights all of the services that we provide, well, for you, for the county, but we also got to break it down for each political subdivision. So we know in Ashley, this is how many shots we get, flu shots that we gave to their residents. So they can see for them the services that we provide. And then all of this data you can find on our website. So we have, if you want to look at the all of the different political subdivisions to kind of compare and see how the county as a whole compares to some of those smaller subdivisions, you can find all the profiles on the website. Any questions?
Boy, I'd just like to thank you. It's very comprehensive. That's
Very
great.
interesting.
Yes, very interesting.
Yeah, and if you have any ideas of things that you would like captured, we're open to that when we go to do this again. If there's something missing that you're like, oh, that'd be great information to know, just let us know.
We've been ranked the healthiest county in the state a number of times now, and it's great. Do you have any comparisons of this level of data to other counties?
Oh, to other counties?
So a lot of this is census data, so we could compare quite a bit of it to other counties. It's also a lot of Robert Wood Johnson Foundation data. So like the life expectancy they have by census tract across the whole country. So we could compare to other counties. Yeah, we were primarily focusing on comparing within the county.
Sure,
but we could
sure.
definitely look at other counties.
Wow,
Yeah, very interesting.
yes.
Now, you break it out by each township or
Yeah, how
each
do you-
village, or what are the different parameters you're using to break it out?
Right, so each of the political subdivisions, so the townships, villages, or cities, we have, I think, 26 total that we go to. So yeah, they have their individual, and some of them, it is interesting to see, like in smaller ones, up in Ashley, there's no grocery store, and they can see that, and they can, not that tomorrow they can get a grocery store, but it's definitely some things to take a look at. Maybe they don't have any community gardens. That might be something, an option that they could do. So yeah, if you want any specific comparisons, just let us know and we can provide that for you.
Is this information shared with each of those townships?
Yes, so throughout the month of August, we usually have a different couple topics every month that we share with each of the subdivisions. So in August, all of our staff had packets to give to each of those subdivisions.
Is this material online?
Yes, yeah, it's on our website.
Any other questions?
Yeah, very, very interesting.
Boy, thank you so much for coming.
Thank
And
you.
Very interesting. Thank you for all the research.
Thanks.
Okay, we can proceed.
Resolution number 19-977, in the matter of authorizing the submittal of a local sponsor application to the Ohio Department of Agricultural Office of Farmland Preservation.
So moved.
Second,
Discussion? Oh, I'm sorry. Discussion?
we have discussion.
Yeah.
Morning, Administrator, the Delaware Soil and Water Conservation District. Happy to answer any questions that you might have about the 2020, the upcoming funding round of the Farmland Preservation Program.
Obvious question is, are there any of the terms or arrangements changing of any material?
Same procedure as beginning in 2016 as local sponsor, our
What
obligation.
about expected funding from the state?
As far as I know, the Clean Ohio funds are steady, and they'll commit somewhere in the neighborhood of $6 million, maybe more statewide. Our share's been somewhere in the neighborhood of $350,000. We had the 1 year, 2 funding rounds ago, we had a pretty good bump. There was some crumbs or just left over from other local sponsors, so my understanding would be fairly steady, though. It's the same procedure.
You got any farmers that have shown early interest?
Yes, we do. We've 2 or 3 farms that have submitted the last couple funding rounds and just didn't run out of funding or didn't have the high score. And then I've had at least one family in the office here in the last couple weeks, and then a brief phone call with another group that would be new applicants that are contemplating the program. So we'll, I don't foresee any issue. We'll have a handful of applicants and would certainly would consume, I believe, the funding, the $350,000 or so that we would likely see. So.
I noticed in the journal that you're recommending, as a matter of policy, plans to request approval of a modified scoring system.
Yeah, there is an option within the program that if we wanted to have a question or multiple questions in the application process to try to set one farm out, we've not done that in the past, but as we could do that if we felt the need moving forward. I think the funding or the application process and how the farms have ranked, especially through this local sponsor model, it just hasn't been necessitated, but we certainly could if we decided we wanted to or needed to for some reason.
Okay.
In fact, my first reaction is I think it's better to probably done at the state level than, because then you're going to be bringing a question, is there favoritism shown or whatever.
I agree. It's been there's a number of the questions that are part of the administrative code, so it's really a relatively cut and dry process at that point. A couple other local sponsors that I know have specialized or local sponsor specific questions. They have a pretty comprehensive land use plan and have actually identified farmland or ag preservation areas in the county. So they have a question in there to provide a priority ranking to the farms that might be within those areas. And in the absence of that, I think that's probably, there's no need to go that route, so.
Because you do talk about in here, one of our concerns, I know Commissioner Merrill's mentioned it a number of times, and that is the obligation to obtain future easements for the county sanitary sewer system.
Right.
In conjunction with these agricultural easement programs. But it also could be the Delco Water, it could be the county engineer, it could be a number of other.
Yes, that MOU that we executed and the numbers in there, that 17-1131, is pretty encompassing as far as utilities and right-of-way, and that's ongoing and will stand for those, beginning with the 2016 funding round, and we'll carry on into any future round that we would continue to be serve as a local sponsor.
Commissioner Benton makes a valid point. This talks about sewer systems. That's not to exclude the other easements for roads and for...
No, not at all.
Otherwise, you have the same issue. The purpose was to protect landowners who wants to develop who might be upstream from that farm. So is there a concern that by excluding them, that those are going to be...
I'll
Yeah, the resolution, Scott just mentioned the MOU and incorporated the reference, so nothing in
You
this
have an
resolution
email.
changes that MOU. It covers
Well, the reason, because one was mentioned, the other, so I just wanted...
yeah.
I figured that was probably just a general
It
comment,
is.
not specific limitation. Okay.
I think everything will be processed more quickly with the reorganization at the state level on our farm and their Office of Farmland Preservation. I'm really happy with the way.
Yeah, we've completed
along.
both the easements for the 2016 funding round have now been executed and recorded. We're through that, and we're getting title work feedback or questions on the 2017 and a handful of them from the 2018 funding round. So there's definitely been an uptick in the production or the review, the process at the ODA level. They get a crush of title work. I mean, there's 50 or 60 farms across the state, so they get inundated with title work. So I can imagine and it's a 90-year look back, so it's a pretty extensive look. So I appreciate, the landowners like it to be a lot faster. I mean, they want to get in process and do it, but the reality of it is, it's just a time-consuming process on their end, so, yeah.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 19-977, Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
Resolution number 19-978, in the matter of approving the sanitary sewer improvement plans for Lewis Center Commercial Self-Storage.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Morning, Commissioners. Tiffany Mag, Director of Environmental Services. This is a self-storage as well as office space facility. It's located just south of Menards off of Orange Road and Green Meadows Drive. We request your approval.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 19-978, Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-979, in the matter of approving sanitary sewer subdividers agreements for Harper's Point.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
This is a standard agreement. There's a 47-unit condo development in Powell. It is located near Olentangy Street and Beach Ridge Drive.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 19-979, Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-980, in the matter of approving a supplemental appropriations for adult court services.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning. Kay Baglione with Adult Court Services. I am here asking for approval of a supplemental appropriation to return funds, unspent funds back to the state for a grant.
Okay.
Yeah, this is fine, but I'll never understand why you have to prove and send back unspent funds, but I know we have to, so.
I know, me too. I don't know why we have to send them back, to be quite honest, but.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 19-980, Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Thank you, Kay.
Yeah.
Resolution number 19-981, in the matter of approving a renewal of the agreement by and between the Delaware County Commissioners and the City of Delaware for indigent defense services for municipal code violations, assigned council system.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Morning, Brad Lutz, Director of Business Operations. I'm honored to speak before the engineer for a change, and normally at the very end of the agenda, so I'm going to take up a bunch of time here. No, it's standard renewal of an agreement that's been in place since 2017 with the City of Delaware. We have no issues with the agreement as currently constructed, and this agreement, to the best of my knowledge, although I would always defer to council, would have no impact on the current indigent defense discussions, and any potential changes we would make, because obviously those would come with necessary amendments and changes as necessary, so.
This reflects current rates.
Do they pay for the indigent defense that is actually used by people within the city boundaries that are well, let me put it another way. They pay for the people that go through their court that are in the city, that have violations in the city that need indigent defense. Do they pay anything for the overhead of the indigent defense department or office, I guess?
This agreement is limited strictly to municipal code violations, and so it can be anybody from, within the city, within the county, anywhere.
Well, it doesn't have to be within the city.
No, it's just if somebody is cited by, or with a municipal code violation as
Okay.
opposed to a violation of state statute, this triggers, or this agreement is triggered by that charge.
Okay.
So, and it's limited strictly to the indigent defense reimbursement for that specific
Case.
attorney. It's not overall funding overhead, as you said. That's not the way the agreement works. It's strictly for reimbursing the legal costs for a municipal code violation.
Okay.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 19-981, Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-982, in the matter of approving supplemental appropriations for the Pirate Road OPWC project.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Once again, nothing out of the ordinary here. Additional funds are needed to be appropriated for the line items as listed here. There are 400 funds, Platte Road Extension, state grants and road constructions.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 19-982. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-983, in the matter of approving plans, specifications, estimate, and setting the bid date and time for the project known as Del CR 9-2.01 Liberty Road and Seldom Seen Intersection Improvements.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioner. Excuse me. Rob Riley, Chief Deputy Engineer. This is a project we've been working on for several years in cooperation with the City of Powell. This will add a traffic signal and left turn lanes at the intersection of Liberty Road and Seldom Seen Road. The plans are ready to go out to bid. I would remind you, we did, Powell received a I believe it was about a $500,000 grant towards this project, and so basically the financial arrangement will be that we will split the local share of the project 50-50 with Powell. This is about the construction estimate is $1,291,000, and we would go to construction next spring. May see some work going on through the winter, but the majority of the road work will happen starting probably in May of next year and be wrapped up by August.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 19-983. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-984, in the matter of approving a general engineering services agreement 2019-2 with OHM Advisors.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
We're asking for your approval of this contract, which would allow us to work with OHM Advisors on a task order basis. So as things come up throughout the year, we would be able to go to them for their assistance with, in particular, we would anticipate things like development-related road projects, intersection projects that we need help on. OHM, we've worked with several times before. We went through a qualifications-based selection process to select them, and asking for your approval of a $300,000 two-year contract.
How much have you used them in the past, Rob? Do you know, Ian?
OHM did the work on, they did the plans for the two phases of the Worthington Road and Africa Road project, the phase that's already built, and then the phase that's coming up for the intersection at Africa Road.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 19-984. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-985, in the matter of approving right-of-way work permit summary sheet.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
We had 7 pretty routine utility permits, and we're recommending your approval.
Vote.
Vote on motion 19-985. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-986, in the matter of approving a ditch maintenance petition and ditch maintenance assessments for River Bluff Phase 1.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
This is a new subdivision located, that will be located off of Section Line Road near Butts Road, being developed by EPCON. This would place the stormwater storm system on the county's drainage maintenance program, and we're recommending your approval.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 19-986. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-987, in the matter of approving an owner's agreement for Heathers at Golf Village North, Section 4, Grace Place, and Heathers Ridge, Section 2.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
This is our standard development agreement for street and stormwater improvements. These 3 developments include 33 lots in Heather Ridge Section 2, 26 lots in Heathers at Golf Village North, Section 4, and then Grace's Place, which includes 14 lots off of Old 3C Highway in Genoa Township, just north of Mount Royal Avenue.
Okay. Any questions? Vote.
Vote on motion 19-987. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-988, in the matter of approving the plats of subdivision for 4 Winds Drive North, Belmere Lot 103, Division Number 1, and Duncan Road, CAD.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
These are all relatively small plats. The Duncan Run CAD is a 4-lot common access drive subdivision off of Center Village Road. Bevelheimer, this is just a re-subdivision of an existing lot off Sunbury Road. And then the Four Winds Drive North, that is the extension of Four Winds Drive north of the roundabout that was built a year or two ago, I guess. So that will plat that area, subject to further platting once the development comes in.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 19-988. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
We have 3 more minutes before we can start our 10 o'clock.
Thank you,
Well, I have a
Rob.
question while we're waiting. The Lewis Center, I know it's open, it's roundabout. There will be some landscaping there in the future, I presume?
There will. We're not done with that project, but the road is open, so you'll see some workers out there over the next several weeks. The center of the roundabout will get kind of our typical landscaping treatment with a small retaining wall and then some trees in the middle. The path that runs along the north side of Lewis Center Road, that will be done over the next 2 to 3 weeks. That's a joint project we're doing with Orange Township. So Orange Township secured a grant for that, and they're actually paying for the cost of the path.
Okay, all righty, let's go on to administrator reports.
I have nothing to report this morning.
Okay.
I have an item on the agenda, but I think we were going to administrator reports.
Are we doing that now
That's
or
at the
later?
end. After the hearing? Is that what you're thinking?
We can do it now, or Dawn had a couple things too on the agenda beforehand.
Okay.
What is the wish of the board?
I guess we're looking for direction. Are we doing
Yeah,
it now or later?
yeah. Do you wanna do it
seems to be a
now or
little
later?
Not clear on that.
Okay.
As they say, calm down? That's the-
Come on down.
Jen, we can start the hearing after 10, can't we?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think we
we're
should
okay.
finish out these couple items.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
All right, so that is going to bring us to page 57, item number 19. Resolution number 19-989. In the matter of establishing Delaware County employee vision insurance rates and benefits for 2020.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Dawn Houston, Deputy Administrator, and this resolution is recommending your approval. It will establish the 2020 vision rates for employees that elect coverage with VSP. The rates remain the same for 2020 as they are in 2019, and the program design is also the same.
Okay,
I'd be happy to answer them.
okay. Vote.
Vote on motion 19-989. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-990, in the matter of establishing Delaware County employee dental insurance rates and benefits for 2020.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
And this resolution establishes the rates for employees that elect dental coverage for 2020. Again, this is the same company, Delta Dental, and the rates remain the same for 2020 as they are in 2019.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 19-990. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-991, in the matter of approving the 2020 health insurance renewal with the County Employee Benefits Consortium of Ohio.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
So this resolution establishes our 2020 health insurance rates. We will be continuing with Sevco and with Anthem providing our health insurance. Anthem next year in 2020 will also be providing our prescription drug coverage. But aside from that change, the plan design remains the same. We actually will have, again, the 4-tier rate selection, but we have 3 separate groups, Group A, Group B, and Group C, that will break down the eligibility for the wellness program, also whether folks completed the wellness program, and then finally for specific eligibility specifications for elected officials who are or are not able to have midterm pay adjustments. So if you have questions, I'd be happy to answer them for you.
Okay. Vote.
Vote on motion 19-991. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye. Thank you.
Resolution number 19-992, in the matter of approving an infrastructure and development agreement for the Liberty Summit development by and among the Board of Commissioners of Delaware County, Ohio, and Liberty Summit LLC.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. This development agreement is part of the, I think, regional area there that's located at the northeast corner of Home Road and Liberty Sawmill. It deals specifically with the regional infrastructure that will be needed from a road standpoint as well as a sewer standpoint and generating the revenue to pay for those regional improvements. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Yeah, this is a nice step forward, to develop that area. We've been talking, gosh, probably a couple of years now with Ohio State, to build their hospital there, and this is going to be a very nice addition. This was one important step to getting the infrastructure in place so that Ohio State could go forward with their construction. And we certainly want to thank them for their work on this and, look forward to having that hospital there in the community. It's going to be a great addition for that area.
It brings a lot of new jobs to the area.
Yeah, new jobs, and it's not just the hospital, it's the whole area, really, I don't know, maybe a square mile or two around that will be able to be developed because of this, this and other work, but this is a big step in getting that area ready to go.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 19-992. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
All right, that brings us back to page 53 and item number 18. Resolution number 19-993, public hearing for consideration of the proposed vacation of an abandoned portion of Old East Powell Road pursuant to section 5553.04A of the revised code.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 19-993. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-994, in the matter of approving for a specific occurrence a suspension of Rule 3, speaker registration, Rule 4, limitations, and Rule 7, public comment procedures from the rules governing public comment before the Board of County Commissioners of Delaware County, Ohio.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 19-994. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Okay. I have a question for our clerk here.
Okay.
All I have is that sheet.
Yeah, yes, that's all. Rob does it. There's no report. But
Okay.
just so you can read that if you want, or we can just have
Oh,
Rob
okay.
come up.
Yeah, I'll just have Rob come up. Okay, welcome to the hearing for the consideration of the proposed vacation of an abandoned portion of Old East Powell Road. And I would, there is a sign-in sheet that's being passed around. If anyone is interested in speaking, if you would please sign in. Where is the sign-in sheet? Okay, thank you. And I'd like to call Rob Riley from the County Engineer's Office, please, to explain what's going to happen next. Thank you, Rob.
Okay, good morning. Rob Riley, Chief Deputy Engineer. You'll recall that a petition was filed for the vacation of this small section of Old Powell Road. During the viewing, I explained the road was realigned. This is the section we're talking about is just east of Bale Canyon Road. The road was realigned in the 1950s to the current alignment, but the former highway easement was never vacated to our knowledge. So what is being requested is a vacation of that old highway easement along the old route of the road. And the county engineer's office has no objection to that occurring. The right-of-way in question is no longer of use as a road or public utilities, to my knowledge.
Okay. Any questions?
No, just seeing it, when we were out there that day really helped us understand, this is really an administrative cleanup at this point.
Okay. Is there anyone who wishes to speak in favor of the vacation? Oh, yes, sir. If you would please come to the
I
mic.
don't really have anything to speak about, but I'm in favor.
I'll just swear you in, and then if you could give me your name and address. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
I do.
Thank you.
My name's Dallas Cooper. I reside at 3745 East Powell. And we're just here to listen.
Oh, okay.
I definitely in favor of.
In favor?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Is there anyone else who would like to speak in favor? Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition? Hearing none?
Direct the clerk to close the hearing?
Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Resolution number 19-995, in the matter of closing the public hearing for consideration of the proposed vacation of an abandoned portion of Old East Powell Road pursuant to section 553.04A of Revised Code.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion vote.
Vote on motion 19-995. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Direct the clerk, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I would ask the clerk to read the resolution approving the vacation of the abandoned road.
Resolution number 19-996, in the matter of approving the vacation of an abandoned portion of Old East Powell Road pursuant to section 5553.07 and 5553.10 of Revised Code.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion vote.
Vote on motion 19-996. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
I believe that brings us to administrative reports unless Administrator Varner has changed his mind.
No, I don't have anything to report.
Okay. Well, Commissioner Benton.
All right. Commissioner Merrill's had his opportunity the last couple of weeks.
I have, I've actually had to speak.
Well, actually, since I wasn't here, I don't have a whole lot to report. We got a lot going on. We do have a TID meeting this week, I think, don't we, Rob? Yes. Yeah, it's Wednesday. The Career Center's having their Hall of Fame dinner Thursday evening, which will recognize Cindy DeNova, among others, that are receiving Hall of Fame awards for the Career Center. So very nice for her to receive that as a graduate of the Career Center. A whole bunch of other things going on, but we'll get into those later on.
Okay.
I believe the Columbus Foundation is also Thursday.
That's
Yes,
right.
it is.
It is.
Yeah, I'm not.
Since you mentioned one, I wouldn't miss the other one.
I'm not going to go to the Hall of Fame dinner because we got the foundation dinner. But
I just have a couple of things. I had the privilege of speaking at the Rutherford B. Hayes unveiling, and
I was curious how that went.
everyone involved in that committee should be very proud of themselves and the work they did. It was exceptionally well done, from the event they had prior to it over at the church to the event itself, and it was very poor guessing crowds, but it had to be well over 1,000 people. Between the 160 had chairs for, and the people that were standing back on Sandusky Street and on the sidewalk on the Williams Street side. It was well attended, and I think everyone there had a really were proud of what was being done, and I appreciate the opportunity of representing the commissioners at that event, and it was, we should be all very proud. I do have a program I'll let you take a look at. I'd like to have it back, but, and thank you very much for that opportunity. And I had a card this morning from a Lillian Alshire. I just wanted to say thank you to Lillian. I had bought her hog at the fair, and she sent me a very nice note, and her hog's name was Aaron, so.
Gee.
So I'd be hard to name one, but Don, do most people name their animals, or?
Normally, yes, but this year we did not.
Okay, so, and that's all I have.
Okay. I don't have anything, except I will comment that, my gosh, recognizing President Hayes is long overdue, and the statue is, I was very impressed with the statue, and
Yeah, it really looks nice, and it's a perfect corner for
Yes,
it. It's well lit. I mean, it's just well done.
Yes.
And like Commissioner Merrill said, that group worked
Yes.
very, very hard to make this happen. Raised a lot of money, designed the statue, brought it here. I mean, it's,
And sculptors from Zanesville.
Yep.
And Representative Balderson showed up to speak briefly as well, so it's a nice bonus, and he's from that area, so, and he knew the sculptors, so it was,
Yeah.
yes.
and again, it is, like you were saying, it is long overdue. I mean, I wish we could get his home back, but that's not going to happen, obviously. But, you know, we're so fortunate to have a president born here, and it's great that we
Right.
finally
and it's
recognize
perfect
him.
location.
Yeah.
Right, right. Thank you for representing us.
Yep.
We do have need for executive
We
session.
do. Resolution number 19-997, in the matter of adjourning into executive session for consideration of purchase of property for public purposes.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 19-997. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
We're now recessed into executive session.
Number 19-998, in the matter of adjourning out of executive session.
So moved.
Second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 19-998. Mr. Benton is absent right now. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye. And we are recessed until 1:30 for board appointment interviews.
Attaboy.